So I'm Marty Betz. I work at a company called firstrain, and I'm happy to be here to introduce it to you, or for those of you who have heard of us or even use us, then you'll basically see a little bit about how we think about semantic information, semantic analysis, and generally what we do. I was really happy to hear Jeff earlier comment that that domain-specific analysis is key. That you really don't get very far, or you're not likely to have success without domain-specific analysis, and that's precisely what we've done. We've bitten off the domain of business news and business publications, including like SEC documents, the news you'd find in the Wall Street Journal, the news you'd find in the New York Times, and basically are just running with that. This is sort of similar to a slide saying the same thing Jeff was saying, was that business is a domain, and it's actually incredibly consistent in how we think about how businesses interrelate and how businesses, the kind of news you see about businesses. Just like medicine, just like sports, there are certain rules that you'll see when you read a business article. Take the sports example. You've got essentially sports writers taking structured information and then just kind of fleshing it out with essential, almost useless information around, say, a baseball article. Turns out, but if you understand baseball, you can extract the pieces of it which are actually essential to most readers, and you can create a box score. The same holds for some medicine-related articles and engineering. Of course, it also holds for business. There are highly structured business relationships like subsidiaries, org charts, product lines, business lines, and then there are a little bit less structured things like competitors, regional emphasis, various movements within the organization that might not be visible inside the org chart. And so what firstrain does is we have systems which allow us to store that business-related structural knowledge and overlay it with the kind of information that we discover inside news articles. And so from that, we have a feed. We generate a feed, and we have web services that our customers use to retrieve business information. What exactly is our methodology? We literally crawl the web every day for hundreds of thousands of articles that are news-specific. That structural analysis, we use the kind of text analysis that we're all aware of and we've been talking about today to pull out pieces of that news and flesh out the structures, the sort of business, sort of like business school level models that exist in the abstract, but that the news helps us to flesh out. Based on the information we're getting. So to start, we have information that one company, say, is a competitor of another, but when we see that information in the news, we sort of either weight that relationship higher or lower, and then later use that as a way of responding intelligently to a customer's sort of web service request. So let's look at some examples. The factual information is the things that we can actually derive entirely from well-known, well-understood documents, well-structured documents, things like who is the CEO of a given company, is Pizza Hut is a subsidiary of Yum Brands, Caterpillar Revenue was whatever it was. But over time, because we have a sort of more generic or more nuanced sense of how the relationships between businesses are represented in the news, we're able to make comment. We're able to sort of derive facts and things like that Microsoft and Zynga are being mentioned together, but mainly as possible competitors, and things like that, which is based on, why is that interesting? It's based on our knowledge of what the sort of common knowledge is and what news is saying that sort of breaks a little bit with the common knowledge. So the benefit we promote to our customers is that we act a little bit like an informed analyst, and that we're not concerned with sports, we're not concerned with medicine. Our focus is on business news and business models, and that the result of our APIs are more sophisticated than they would be if it was mere search. And then just to finish up, some of our customers, they include Capital IQ, Fidelity, FactSet, Dun & Bradstreet. you probably wouldn't interact. Yeah, and then we have our own system, but more likely is that you'll see our data inside those other systems. Thank you.